Hi everybody, my name is Jo and this video is going to be our TTC journey. I'm Jo in the past recapping past things that have happened. I'm Jo in the future recapping past Jo because I didn't actually start doing a video vlog of our TTC journey until now. So we are in the third cycle and I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about my experiences through the first and the second cycle to catch you up, and then you can go into like the real-time videos. We decided as a couple to start TTCing, I think it was June, if it's sort of 3 cycles now, being September, August, yeah, so it was about June that we decided to start TTCing. It was a bit of a surprise for me because I thought that we were going to sort of wait until the end of the year. I was ready, but Daniel was sort of needing a bit more time, which I was absolutely fine with because, you know, you can't put a baby back and you can't just put it outside like a dog. It's a big commitment and we're both still really young and I knew that's what he wanted, but he just kind of randomly said it to me one night and it's probably one of my favorite memories, and I'm really glad. I kind of would have like these fantasies about getting accidentally pregnant, and I'm really glad that we didn't, even though it would have been still good and I would have been really happy at the time. Well, I would have been really happy going for the whole thing going forward, but it was a really nice moment to kind of be like, you know, we're doing this like on purpose. It was really crazy, and the first time we had sex without any protection, I was just like, oh my god, my mind is absolutely blown. It was crazy. Every cycle since we've started, I have cried each time I've got my period. We decided to start doing a really relaxed version of trying where, because of the way I am, I was tracking. I really wanted to track when my period was and when ovulation was happening with tests, but Daniel didn't want to know. He didn't want us to be following any kind of sex schedule or anything like that, even though I know that those are really good methods. We just wanted to see whether our sort of regular sex life was frequent enough for things to happen. Something to know about me is that I do cry maybe more than the average person. I don't really know, I guess we don't talk about it a lot, but crying for me is a big release. And so each time that I remember crying the first time that I got my period after we'd been trying, and even though, because Daniel was like sick my ovulation week or the ovulation days that I guessed when I was ovulating, I kind of knew that there wasn't much of a chance at all that we'd gotten pregnant, and you know, the first cycle, that would have been crazy. I was still pretty devastated though. Like I don't really want to use devastated though. I want to disappointed. I want to save devastated for something that is truly devastating. I was just disappointed, and I didn't know how Daniel was going to go because I was kind of worried whether he sort of really wanted to talk about anything. And we had this kind of interesting conversation because he said he didn't want me to stress out about it, and he didn't want me to be thinking that, you know, come on, hurry up, let's do this, and that there was something wrong if it wasn't going to happen, just trying to accept that things take time. Really just wanted to make sure that I was calm, but inevitably the way that he communicated that to me, or the way that I took it, wasn't lining up, and so I kind of felt like that I couldn't talk to him at some stage. And then we talked about it and had some communication and it was all good, and then we started sort of talking about things a bit more. And so when it came to my first period coming after the first cycle, it was a really beautiful moment because I was proper crying, not just tears. I was like really crying and so disappointed, and he was just really sweet, and he just like held me, and he didn't tell me, you know, he didn't say to me, get over it or anything like that. He just held me, and it was really nice because it is a loss. Each cycle that nothing happens, it is a loss of what could have been. And so the second cycle, it was funny because I was just thinking, oh my god, like I'm crying again, and I was really kind of disappointed this time, like again, because it was his birthday and our 10-year anniversary, and that would have been like the perfect time for things to happen, but they didn't, and that's okay, because again, second cycle would have been absolutely crazy. And so he was really sweet again, because I was like, what if I need to cry every month? And he said, of course, that's okay. And so this whole journey has brought a lot of really lovely moments out together between both of us. But I also started to, after this second one, I was like, right, I'm going to need some more self-care. If I got to a really bad place, I was going to use the free therapy available at my workplace to talk to someone about it and learn how to deal with it. But I actually started to find some really good coping mechanisms that I will briefly share with you guys. So the first one, that in the front of my diary, I numbered and drew 12 boxes, because it takes a standard healthy couple under 30 or under 35 or something like that 12 months to get pregnant. And so each time that we didn't, I was going to colour in a box and I was going to write the length of the cycle, and it was going to be, we are one step closer to that baby, and each time that we coloured in, we were that much closer to our future baby. And I also learnt this mantra phrase that I'm going to share with you guys because it was absolutely amazing, and please use it. But it's all those little signs and symptoms in the 2-week wait that make it unbearable. You just say to yourself, this does not confirm or deny anything. This does not confirm or deny pregnancy. And using that mantra was amazing, and please use it for yourself. And it really helped me to calm down in the next 2-week wait and not to read into everything. And I felt like I was really at war with myself. I felt like I would feel like a twinge and be like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And then I'd suddenly be like, oh, but you might not be. And I was just like constantly battling myself. This mantra was fantastic for not feeling like I was at war with myself. Okay, everybody, there is my quick update to to catch you guys up on the start of our TTC journey. The next set of videos you'll be coming into is at the end of our 3rd cycle and seeing whether we were successful this time or not. Bye! Morning, everybody. I just wanted to give you an update while I was putting on some of the skincare stuff. I did take 2 pregnancy tests yesterday morning, which was Father's Day, because I was really hoping to be able to give Daniel, or not give Daniel, but to know if it was Daniel's first Father's Day or not. But it came up negative. I did both a clear blue ultra early one and a fertility to family, one of the cheapy strip ones from that you just get online, and both said negative without any line whatsoever showing up, not any like indents or anything like that. With the fertility to family ones, the cheapy ones, I do, when I get like a whole bunch of them, I do a water test with them first, because I've heard with this company that sometimes the batches, you know, this is only just 1 or 2 negative reviews, but they have shown, one lady tested hers on tap water and it came up with a faint positive. So I always test the ovulation strips and the pregnancy strips, just one when, well, I've only done it this time, but just one from this batch, and they've both shown negative for water, so I feel pretty confident that they're accurate. It was only 10 DPO, which is days past ovulation, yesterday, so it would have been quite crazy if I had have got positives. I know that it can happen for some women, but not a lot for most women. So today is 11 days. I definitely haven't tested this morning, and I don't know how I'll go. I mean, the longer that I wait, the better potentially the results are going to be. I sort of just decided in my head, which sucks if I do get my period because I'm going to be devastated, but I've decided that I am pregnant, which is really annoying. Like, I know that I've had symptoms that seem pretty accurate, that it was implantation bleeding, and I haven't had, like, it's totally stopped aside from that day on Thursday with like 3 sort of different times with splotches of blood. I haven't had anything else, so I understand why I'm feeling that way, and I'm just kind of letting myself feel how I feel, because I don't want to be fighting with myself, and I'm going to be sad either way. So that's about all I have for the update. I have been getting I had a sort of, I say a lot that I don't really know, and again, that's one of my tips that I would definitely encourage people to track your cervical mucus, even when, like, because a lot of people I think track up until the point where they finish ovulating, and then they're like, no, I don't need to track anymore. But a sign of pregnancy is increased CM, and I have no idea the normal amount that I get at this stage. It's supposed to sort of stop within 3 to 5 days of your period, so it could be totally normal, but I'm still getting it now, and it's a lot, and I'm kind of like waiting for it to dry up, which it totally could in the next few days, but it's another thing that my brain's like, oh my God. So I'm just trying to go with it and to not, I'm going to be upset either way, and I don't want to be fighting myself. Like, I'm still holding on to the mantra of it doesn't confirm or deny anything, but I seem pretty sort of set on the fact that it is. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go. Hey everybody, it's Tuesday the 7th of September. I have something to show you guys. I'm excited, too scared to be excited. Look, can you see that? Oh, I don't want to get excited. Oh my gosh. And then, so obviously like this is probably about like maybe 10 to 15 minutes after drying. Oh, that's pink, isn't it? I'm scared about getting a false positive, because even on the instructions it's like this test gets very low levels and it could be a false positive. And I did a fertility to family one, and you probably can't even see it because it is a squinter. No, you can't see anything. And they're also supposed to detect low levels. And it's a squinter, which is a bit, I didn't breathe a word to Daniel this morning. He probably, because he knew that I was testing if he remembered, because I was whinging to him last night about cramps, and he said, well, what does that mean? And I was like, I don't know, like this is the stupid thing, like not the stupid thing, I understand because it's all the same body part, but this is the frustrating thing for women, is that it's all of your early pregnancy symptoms can also be PMS symptoms, except for when I had that spot of implantation bleeding. And I think I've already done an update where I told you guys that I'm convinced already, that I've convinced my brain that I'm pregnant. But this is like, I mean, I have tried first responses before and I've gotten straight negatives. It's just that Sunday when I tested, it was a clear blue. And man, I don't want to get excited. So I took pictures. And then he got up, and I don't know how to turn my camera noise off, even though I turn it all the way down. So I don't know, like, what he's thinking I'm doing, sending sexting pictures to my lover. No, kidding. I'm kidding. I don't have a lover. I am loyal to my husband. We have a monogamous relationship. And I just don't want to get excited, and I didn't want to tell him, because even though this is still a pretty clear line, I want a thicker one. And I want a digital because I've got a few tests already. Sorry, Cookie, come over here. It's just a bit like, what are you doing? I'm normally up here with you. I have these that I'm going to test with, and I don't know if I'm going to test tomorrow, maybe to see if it gets darker, or if I can wait till Thursday. So today I'm at 12 DPO and Thursday would be 14. And I always had a bit of a good feeling about Thursday, so maybe I'll test. Maybe I'll try and wait. I don't know. But I want another one of these, darker. I'll do a fertility to family, and then I've got 2 sets of digitals. So I've got the digital first response that says yes or no, and then I've got a digital clear blue that tells you either not or how many weeks. See you guys soon. Hey everybody, it is Saturday the 11th of September, it is 10:35 AM. I don't work weekends, so this is so nice. I'm gonna give you guys another update on this TTC journey. Right after the last one that I gave, I sent Daniel a text message and said, I need to talk to you. And he was home. But, and I wouldn't have done that to him by text, because we've talked about that, especially doing the I need to talk to you text, and it's it's not great, you know, one of the side effects of dating someone from high school when that was something that you did. But I had to do that because he was on Xbox and talking to his friends, and we haven't even told our friends that we're trying, and we don't want to tell people that we're pregnant yet. So he logged off and I walked out from the bathroom and showed him the tests. I didn't film it because I was just, I don't know, I kind of realized why I wasn't filming when I was taking the tests, because I was using my timer. And I mean, to be fair, I could have used like the timer on the camera. That's probably what smart people do. But anyways, that's fine. I'm happy with like the clips that I got, and it was positive. And like, so then we went into the bathroom and like my hands were shaking, and we did the clear blue ones that shows how many weeks, and it came up with pregnant, 1 to 2 weeks. Now having a look at ovulation dates and the start of the last day of my period, I am 4 weeks today, though I'm a bit like, do we count spotting, do we not? I googled it and we didn't count spotting. This time a month ago I spotted yesterday, so potentially 4 weeks 1 day. I'm not really sure because I had a really shitty experience with a doctor and I want to go back to my regular doctor. Wednesday morning I rang up the doctors and wanted to book an appointment, and I couldn't get into my regular doctors until the 20th, which at that point would have been nearly 2 weeks away, and I really wanted to go to the doctors to get the bloods ordered so that I could go and confirm, because I was still in like this, and I'm still kind of in it now, in this state of like, I don't want, like, I want to believe it, but like I'm worried that I've done the test wrong, even though I've done like close to 10 pregnancy tests now and I've been using them all up, and I've got one more to do today and then I'll be finished. And I'm hoping to get like the dye stealer, the one where like it's like blazing and the control line is much more faded than it normally is because there's not enough dye, and you have such a blazing positive that it pinches all the dye for itself for the positive one. So I'll do that again, and maybe that will have helped. I booked in to see another doctor, which I happened to be able to see them at 4 o'clock. They squeezed me in because they knew that I sort of explained to the receptionist that I wanted to confirm a pregnancy, and obviously like she was understanding that I was not wanting to wait to do that. And then you still have to get your bloods done and all that kind of stuff. So I went into the doctors and I just felt like she didn't listen to me, this particular doctor, at all. And like I said, it's not my regular doctor. I understand to begin with that they've got to, like, they have to ask, like, are you happy? Because not everybody's happy that they're pregnant, so you can't, like, you don't want to just congratulate someone who doesn't want to be. But I said that I was, and then I was excited, and she just wasn't, like, I know not everybody's naturally bubbly, but there was no, like, congratulations, or, like, is this your first, or anything. Like, she did ask me if it was our first later, but I just kind of felt like, I don't know whether you see this all the time, but it's exciting for me, and I just would have appreciated a little bit of a congratulations. But then she asked me if I was taking any prenatal vitamins, and I'm not, but just hear me out, because I'm taking a supplement that my doctor prescribed because I have really low iron stores and I need more than what regular prenatals give you. And so she's got me on an FGF supplement that gives me, it's like ferrous sulfate that raises your iron stores, and also a folate. I might have said the ferrous sulfate, and then I'm on, and it's also got folate as well. So I've got something to help my iron levels and also something for folate, because that is very, very important in the development of your baby. And so I've been taking them religiously for like ever since we started trying, which is 3 cycles, and I was even on them sort of before that as we were sort of gearing up to try. So I've been doing the right things, and I was trying to explain this to her, and she didn't even know what this supplement was. I didn't have it in me with my handbag to show her because, like, is that a common thing? Like, I'm in Australia. Is that something that doctors, you need to bring in your medication to show them? Like, obviously they can't be like a walking encyclopedia for everything. But also it's something that I got at the chemist. Like, it's not something that I've just found online and it's some new thing. It's like in chemists. Anyways, I was trying to explain that to her, and she was just like going on about iodine, which I do agree is important, but I'd already discussed this and I was so annoyed at this point that I didn't even bloody bring it up with her. But my previous regular doctor, who is a lot more experienced than this one, let me tell you, and she, my regular doctor had said that because there was such bad iron deficiency in Australia, it is now mandated by the government that any bread that's not labelled organic, so it's not inorganic, but any bread that is now made, the salt that it's made with has to be iodized salt. And I eat a sandwich every day, so 2 slices of bread on average every day. Sometimes I won't, but then sometimes I'll have like 2 sandwiches in a day. So I have it all the time. And also my regular doctor had said to me, swap out your regular table salt with iodized salt, which we have been doing and consuming for a fair while now. So that was something that she wasn't very concerned about because she'd already made those adjustments and had made those explanations to me to see whether I was getting enough. Yes, she didn't run blood levels, and this new doctor has put in my blood level, in my blood test request to get my iodine. So I am interested to see, but I just felt unheard. And I kind of turned around to her and I said, well, is there a prenatal that is going to give me enough iron? And she was just like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh no, I can't remember what she said. And that was really frustrating because I kind of went, well, am I going to sacrifice, like, iron is something that's really important. Are you going to make me anemic because you think that I should, like, oh, I was so frustrated. And then she had a look at the tests because I've been getting blood tests to see how my body is going with these iron levels. And she was looking at it going, oh, but your iron stores are fine. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm taking this supplement. Oh, it was so... I've never experienced that before from a medical professional, and I guess I should count myself lucky in that regard, but I felt so unheard. I felt so, like, not taken seriously, and I just walked out of there. I was so mad that I walked out without paying, not on purpose. That's not, you know, she still got me the blood test and everything like that. I wasn't so like, oh, I'm not paying, that was shit. I actually was so mad, and there was such a big queue that I just forgot that I was supposed to pay. I just walked out, and when I got home I felt so like horrified, and I quickly rang them because I was still open and said, oh my god, I'm sorry, and they were fine, and they rebooked me with my regular doctor with that appointment that I couldn't get into for another 2 weeks. So I do have my blood tests. I did have my blood test paperwork, and I went and got it Saturday morning. I got my blood test, and now I'm just anxiously awaiting. I'm really hoping that I can speak to my doctor over the phone, or maybe Tuesday. I'm hoping that my HCD levels will be in to see, you know, to confirm this. I'm really, like, I'm just a bit kind of nervous that it's not real, but like I've been getting sore nipples, and like I was brushing my hair this morning and I accidentally brushed it. Oh my god, it hurts so much, and I've done that before. Never as painful as that. So, and I've had a little bit of like very mild cramping that's kind of stopped at the moment. I had a bit of a panic about 5 seconds ago because when I was standing up I felt like I get, you know, if you're watching this and there's too much TMI, I'm really sorry, but this is real life for a lot of people TTCing. But I stood up and I felt like this rush of liquid from my vagina, and I was a bit like, oh no, because like my periods were supposed to start today. I'm officially 14 DPO, depending on whether you count spotting or not as the start of a period. And then I quickly ran to the toilet, and no, it was actually like cervical mucus, and then like I sort of stuck a finger and went and saw, and it was definitely like creamy cervical mucus, which is another good sign of pregnancy. So I don't know, man, wild ride. Hey, like, this whole thing is just, this whole journey is absolutely insane, and we've been one of the lucky ones so far to have conceived in 3 cycles, and it was still surreal and scary to be saying that word. And I'm still like waiting with bated breath. I've been so distracted this week, and I've also been so tired as well. I was tired in the past, before I worked out that my iron stores were low, like about a year ago or 6 months ago. And then I got the iron tablets and I was fine, and now I've been so tired again. So that's kind of like something that's good to have, kind of that symptom as well as the sore nipples. So I'm just waiting to see that I think we can be fairly confident that I am. So I will go do the last of my first response, and I'll show you guys that results for that, and then hopefully I will have a really good update for you Tuesday afternoon. Bye.